You think you've seen it all? Wait until you see these dashcam chases. We've all seen car chases in movies, but what you're about to see is 100% real. I spent the last month reviewing thousands of hours of police dashcam footage to find the absolute, most insane, heart-stopping, unbelievable pursuits ever recorded. These aren't actors. These are real people making split-second decisions. Speeds over 100, chases that cross entire states, moments you won't believe. Viewer discretion advised. Dangerous driving and collisions shown. We have 10 of the craziest chases, and you are not ready for number 1. Let's get into it. Alright, kicking things off, we're dropping right into a California freeway. The sun is high, the traffic is dense, and what you're about to see is a stark reminder of how quickly a routine situation can spiral into a life-or-death struggle. Viewer discretion is advised. What you're seeing starts as a completely normal traffic stop. An officer with the California Highway Patrol has pulled over a sedan for a minor infraction. The officer is calm, professional, and following standard procedure. He hasn't even reached the driver's window yet. But the second the officer gets out, the suspect floors it. There's no warning, no hesitation. The driver makes a split-second decision to turn a simple ticket into a felony evasion. Instantly, we go from 0 to 100, literally. The officer sprints back to his cruiser, the chase is on, and the freeway becomes a high-stakes racetrack. With the engine screaming, he weaves through the dense daytime traffic. Every lane change is a gamble, a calculated risk with other people's lives. The officer radios it in. This is now a high-speed pursuit. He's calling for backup, relaying his position, speed, and the suspect's reckless driving. The entire system springs into action. The suspect cuts across multiple lanes of traffic, showing absolutely no regard for others on the road. He's using the gaps between cars as his personal slalom course. Look at that minivan. He missed it by inches. A fraction of a second is the only thing that prevented a catastrophic multi-car pileup. This isn't a video game. These are families and commuters just trying to get home safely. Their lives are now unwillingly part of this driver's desperate escape attempt. With more units joining the pursuit, they begin to form a rolling containment. Boxed in, the suspect starts using the shoulder, kicking up a storm of dust and debris, blinding the drivers behind him. The officers keep a perfect distance, anticipating his moves, coordinating by radio. Their goal is to contain the threat and end this chase with as little collateral damage as possible. They're waiting for the right moment. But then, a new terrifying variable enters the equation. Do you see it? A massive tanker truck is merging onto the freeway, completely unaware of the chaos hurtling towards it. The suspect's options have just vanished. He's trapped between the merging truck, a concrete barrier, and a wall of police cars closing in from behind. This is the end of the line. Or is it? Somehow, with what seems like impossible precision, he threads the needle. He shoots a gap that barely exists, his car just inches from the truck on one side and the concrete wall on the other. The truck driver slams on his brakes to avoid the police cars, the massive rig jackknifing slightly under the force. In that single reckless maneuver, the suspect risked dozens of lives, turning a dangerous situation into a potentially explosive one. The chase continues. Now we're heading into the city, and it's pitch black. Officers respond to a burglary. The suspect peels from an alley. The chase is on. He treats this packed city like a racetrack, blowing every red. A taxi swerves onto the sidewalk to avoid disaster. At every light, officers must choose follow or back off. He turns down a one-way into oncoming traffic. Our dashcam car halts. Other units converge from all sides. A helicopter overhead becomes the eye in the sky. He tries a gas station shortcut. A cruiser appears and cuts him off. He rams a police car. In the dark, hazards hide until the last second. From red lights to wrong-way turns, this inner-city pursuit is pure danger. He's trapped by the very grid he tried to exploit. Get ready, this next one is a marathon. It crosses multiple county lines and even a state line. It starts with a stolen vehicle on a major highway. The driver bolts. For 30 minutes it's 110 miles per hour. Trooper keeps pace, but not forever. Approaching the county line, comms shift to the next jurisdiction. Different departments, different frequencies, perfect coordination. He dives onto country roads. The helicopter calls every turn. Roadblocks funnel him to a spike-strip gauntlet. He drives through. Tires deflate. Sparks fly as rims grind the pavement. He crosses the state line, new troopers take over. After 100+ miles and 3 jurisdictions, the car grinds to a halt. Officers swarm, a testament to incredible coordination. This next clip is terrifying. An ordinary person thrown into danger. We'll call him Mark, just driving home, thinking about dinner. He turns onto a quiet street, then sees it. A pickup screaming straight toward him, a line of police behind. He has nowhere to go. Mark slams the brakes. The truck swerves, mirrors clip with a crack. One by one, cruisers carve around him, a river of chaos. Then silence, just his own heavy breathing. If either had been inches different, this was a head-on at deadly speed. A chilling reminder, the danger zone is huge and unpredictable. Have you ever watched a police chase and wondered how it all ends? When a driver refuses to pull over, officers face a critical dilemma with no easy answers. Do they continue a dangerous pursuit, hoping the driver gives up, or do they take decisive, risky action to end it? This is what that choice looks like. This pursuit has already been raging for 20 minutes. The suspect is weaving through traffic at 90 miles per hour on a packed interstate, showing a reckless disregard for every other person on the road. Every second this continues, the risk of a catastrophic multi-car pileup grows exponentially. Other methods, like spike strips, have either failed or are too dangerous to deploy in this environment. The lead officer, monitoring the driver's erratic behavior, makes a judgment call. The situation has become too dangerous to continue. He radios his intent to the other units. I'm going to attempt a pit. The precision immobilization technique. This is one of the most hazardous maneuvers in law enforcement. A poorly executed pit, done at the wrong speed or angle, can send the target vehicle into an uncontrolled spin or a deadly rollover, endangering the suspect, the officers, and any civilians nearby. There is no room for error. The officer begins the setup. He carefully pulls alongside the suspect's car, aligning his front bumper precisely with the area just behind the sedan's rear wheel. Next, he has to match the suspect's speed exactly. It's a delicate, synchronized dance at over 80 miles per hour, where a slight twitch of the wheel could be disastrous. Then he executes a firm, deliberate turn into the target vehicle. The goal isn't to ram, but to push the car's rear end sideways, breaking its traction. The effect is instantaneous. The sedan's back end whips out, and the car spins violently across 3 lanes of traffic, enveloped in a cloud of its own tire smoke. Its momentum carries it backward until it slams hard into the concrete median. Debris explodes across the highway as the car grinds to a halt. The entire event, from contact to full stop, is over in under 3 seconds. It's a textbook example of a controlled tactical intervention, violent, shocking, but ultimately effective. The officer's training was critical. He chose a straight, relatively wide section of the highway to minimize variables, executing with flawless precision. The pit maneuver is always a last resort, a calculated risk taken only when the danger of an ongoing pursuit outweighs the inherent violence of the technique itself. In this case, it was the only way to definitively stop a dangerous driver and prevent a potential tragedy on the interstate. We're leaving the pavement behind for this next one. Some suspects will try anything, even abandoning the road. On dirt, speed gives way to traction and control. Driving almost blind, the suspect has a head start. Maybe he knows these tracks. A fork forces a split-second decision. The road ahead is empty. The helicopter calls out, approaching a creek bed. He makes a desperate move, straight through a creek. He bogs down in mud, wheels spinning, digging deeper. The officer navigates in, exits with commands, hands visible. He gives up, covered in mud. Backcountry hazards end the pursuit. This next clip is particularly nerve-wracking, not just for the speed of the chase, but because of where it takes place. Every officer's worst-case scenario is a pursuit that endangers the public, and this one is heading directly into the heart of a community. The chase is barreling toward a school. It's late afternoon, a time when children could still be on the grounds for after-school activities. The potential for tragedy is immense. The suspect, wanted for a violent armed robbery, shows zero regard for anyone's safety. He blows past the school zone at nearly 70 miles per hour. At this speed, he's a missile, and the officers are faced with an impossible choice. Continuing the pursuit on the ground could provoke an even more reckless response. This is where training and discipline take over. Command makes the critical call: all ground units, back off immediately. Let the helicopter track from a safe distance. Air support is the game changer, allowing police to de-escalate the immediate danger without losing the suspect. For the officers on the ground, this is a test of will. They have to swallow their adrenaline and stand down. This is tactical patience in action, a conscious decision to prioritize public safety over the immediate capture. Thinking he's escaped, the suspect pulls into a retail store parking lot. He tries to blend in, hoping to disappear in the crowd. But he's been watched the entire time. Now the trap is sprung. Coordinated and silent, multiple cars move in and box him in, cutting off all escape routes. He's taken completely by surprise and is arrested without incident. It's a powerful example of restraint and coordination, turning a high-risk chase into a controlled and safe arrest. But not all pursuits end with such precision. Our final chase demonstrates how quickly things can spiral out of control, culminating in a sudden, violent ending that no one can prepare for. The suspect makes a desperate final gamble. He runs the red light at a major intersection. A delivery truck, legally entering the intersection with the right-of-way, has no time to react and can't stop. The laws of physics are unforgiving. The truck smashes into the SUV with incredible force. It spins violently across the pavement and comes to a mangled rest. The chase is over. The pursuing officers stop short of the debris field. Their mission instantly shifts from pursuit to rescue and scene security. They move in cautiously, weapons drawn, still uncertain of the threat inside. They breach a jammed door, pull the injured suspect from the wreckage, and immediately begin to render life-saving aid. In these moments, their duty is to preserve life, regardless of the circumstances that led to the crash. It's a stark reminder that a suspect's choices can force a conclusion that is both unpredictable and violent, leaving everyone involved to deal with the consequences.